Hello, I'm Miss Steele, your neighborhood crone in her 60s, and I'm here every week to share traditional pagan truths and cultural wisdom, and to clear away some of the modern bunk you might have picked up along the way. Today, we're talking about pets are magical, but they're not familiars. All right, I know this might bother some people, but don't take it as a personal attack. This is not me insulting you. This is me sharing knowledge. But to all the newbies of the occult arts, your pet is not a familiar. Stop saying that, because honestly, it makes you sound uneducated. A familiar is a spirit, not a physical being. Yes, it can appear in the form of an animal, sure, but it does not live its entire life in physical form, and it especially does not live inside your pet, your cat, your dog, or your hamster. Familiars are powerful spirits of the shadow. They're not good, they're not evil, but they're tricky. They can help you grow, but they can harm you mentally, emotionally, and energetically if you don't know what you're doing. It's not easy to get a familiar to work with you. They demand respect. And here's the thing. They don't just come because you call them. They choose to, but only if they see something beneficial for them. And when they do, they can teach and they can challenge you in no ways that a pet ever could. So where did this idea of pets as familiars come from? Honestly, it goes back to the history of witch hunters who feared black cats, toads, or owls, and other animals because they might actually be the witch herself in disguise. And then suddenly, she might reveal herself. That fear twisted into stories, and those stories eventually shaped pop culture. But make no mistake, a pet is not a familiar. Here's the real difference. A familiar has its own magical powers. It can live independently, teach you new skills, and operate on a spiritual plane without you. Familiars are spirit form, entities on the other plane. Thus, they can change into any form. Your pet, it needs you. It needs food, water, shelter, love. It can't survive without your care. That doesn't make it less magical, but it makes it a pet, not a familiar. Pets are alive. Familiars are spirit. It's that simple. But don't mistake this truth as dismissing your pets. The bond you share with an animal can be just as sacred. They do sense things that we don't. They do see what's hidden. And if you work on strengthening your psychic connection with your pet, you'll find a whole other level of communication that's magical in its own right. But we don't need to call them familiars. They are already magical for what they are. As a witch, people used to call my black cat, Sookie, a familiar. she wasn't. She was my family. I rescued her from the SPCA. I loved her with my whole heart, and she knew when I was upset and stayed near me. She was trained then to calm me because of her personality. She was very in tune with me. Must be her. That was weird. Anyways, and she was very in tune with me and with the spirit world and with the earth energies. But at the end of the day, she mostly wanted food, pets, and love. That didn't make her less important. It made her what she was, my beloved companion. And I miss her dearly since she passed. Not everyone needs or should want a familiar. Most times they have to be manifested, and that in itself is dangerous work. You shouldn't try to manifest one unless you are very established and not a dabbler, where you are asking for spells online, or you practice once a month, or you show up to a few pagan holidays. No, you should be properly trained. In fact, most working with spirits is dangerous, especially if you're not ready. Energy never dies, and once you open that door, you can't just shut it again. That spirit will linger. So, here's my advice. Love your pet for what it is, a magical living companion who walks this life with you. That's more than enough. Pets can even add to your magic, shifting the energy of your circles and bringing protection or comfort when it is needed most. But stop calling them a familiar. That's a title reserved for the spirit world, who walk in a very different way. And that difference matters. And if this helped clear up some of the confusion, share it with someone who's still stuck in the pet familiar confusion. From one Crone's heart to yours. If you're missing hugs and stories, your spirit is never alone here. So hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and I'll see you next week.